Snuff taper sight, as death left impressing his crest of cold tears on the Countess. Benighted like ill-fated usher, the house of Bathory shrouded 'neath grief's dark facade. If only I could have wept in mourning by her side, I would have clasped her so tight, like storm-beached Aphrodite, drowned on Cytherean tides, and kissed her, for from her alone my lips would have known enigmas of shadowy vistas, where pleasures took flesh and pain remorseless came freezing the breath, or raucous life hushed unto whispers, benighted, inhaling the pale waning moonlight that crept through the crypt of her lord who so lucidly slept, benighted, exhaling the wail of black widowhood's toll, waxing eternal night entered her soul. Now haranguing grey skies with revenge upon life, Gnathic and Sapphic needs beckoned their side. Delusions of grandeur denounced the revolt of this crying cursed glass, disenchanted in walls, encircled by glyphs midst her sin-sistered cult. With hangman's abandon she plied spirit worlds, to archangels in bondage from light to night hurled, cast down to the earth where torment would unfurl. But soon her tarot proved, hybrid rumors spread like tumors, would accrue and blight her stars, however scarred to better bitter truths of cold blood baths. As bodies rose in rigid rows to haunt her from the shallow burials imposed, when wolves exhumed their calf-and wombs, where heavy frost had labored long to bear their wounds. To the depths of her soul they pursued, wielding their poison they flew, like a murder of ravens in fugue. And knowing their raptures would shatter her dreams, she clothed blackened books for damnation's reprieve, baneful cowed cannons on her masked enemies. So Hallows Eve, as she received, like Bellona to the ball, those enemies, fell sisters heaved her torturies, cross-stained flagstones to her carriage rained to flee. But she knew she must brave the night through, though fear crept a death shed o'er the moon, like a murder of ravens in fugue. For each mask, jeweled gaze held dread purpose, horror froze painted eyes the cold stares, and even her dance in the vast mirrors cast looked the ill of her future if fate feasted there. In an age crucified by the nails of faith, where rank scarecrows of crisp blighting lands, an aloof countess born an obsidian wraith, dared the abyss knowing well she was damned. Her life whispered grief like a funeral march, twisted and yearning, obsessed and entranced, with those succumbing to cruelty, crushed 'neath the gates of her dance, a whirlwind of fire that swept through the briers of sweet rose her thickets of black thorn had grasped. She demanded the heavens and forever to glean the elixir of youth from the pure, whilst her lesbian fantasies streamed to extremes, o'er decades unleashed came for blood's silken cure. But her reign ended swiftly, for dark gods dreamed too deep to heed her pleas. When her gaolers were assailed with condemnations from a priest, with stammered rites in the dead of night, for maidens staining winding sheets. And she postured proud when her crimes were troweled and Jezebel to peasant lips, though she smelled the fires that licked limbs higher to the tortured cunts of accomplices. So ends this twisted fable's wharf, and though spared the pious bite by dint of noble bloodline birth, her crimes gone her no respite, forever severed from the thrill of common night, where slow death alone could grant her flight. The spirits have all but fled judgment. I rot, alone, insane, where the forest whispers pure laments for me. From amidst the pine, and reaved wolfsbane. Beyond these walls, wherein condemned to the gloom of an austere tomb, I pace, with feral madness, sand for the pale beams of a guiltless moon, who bereft of necrologies, thus commands creation over the earth, whilst I resign my lips to death, a slow cold kiss, that child's rebirth, the one last wish is bequeathed by fate, my beauty shalt wilt, unseen, save for twin black eyes that shan't come to take my soul to peace or hell for company, my soul to hell.